Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Wednesday market webcast. Okay, it's been a fairly active overnight. You had lockdown news out of France that kind of got the ball rolling late in the day. They sold it off hard about 2:30 in the morning. It was flat through Asia, just kind of chopping around, and then they gave it up from that 65 to 70 area. They've traded as low as 33.28 at this point. Bounced it barely. We're trading about 32. So we'll see when we get into the regular session today if the regular session wants to keep the volatility alive, whether that's up or down. We've had a tape that's had some pretty whippy, choppy regular session action recently. It was that way yesterday. We really just whipped and chopped in a 20 handle range between 96 and 80 for the vast, or 82 for the vast majority of the day. So basically 14 handles. That's been what that's what we've had. And whether you want to call it a pre-election tape or just something that's kind of consolidating into a slow bleed, you can call it whatever you want. But what you see here on the chart is you see a prolonged inability to convert the 9-day, the blue line. You also see the break of the 20-day that's held. Now we're below the 50. You see the 100 and the 200 down below. Daily lower band comes in today at about 33.15. So let's let it open up, see if the bulls want to take a shot at ripping it to the upside, or if we are going to get into some kind of a directional down market that wants to go ahead and test the lows from September 24th down at 31.98. It's not out of line over the course of the next few days. If the downside accelerates, you're going to start seeking out numbers like this. So what do the bulls want to do? The bulls want to catch the bears leaning over the skis, being too pessimistic, and they want to take this thing right back to the daily midband of the 9-day, up around 34.18 to 34.25. So we're in for a very interesting next couple of days in the market, we're going to see what kind of follow through there is to the downside, or if this is just basically a one-off. You still have the election coming up in less than a week. And there's a lot more unknowns out there than there are knowns. And I'm not sure how many, what kind of big bets anybody wants to place one way or the other in the market. The other thing I would say is if they want to take profit into the election, that could continue the downside momentum. People have done well. You had your 35.87 high, you got your lower high. You make a lower low here, things get very interesting very fast. Hourly chart. So you had resistance at the 20-day back on Monday. We chopped up the majority. This is yesterday's regular session. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nasty little hourly candles right here. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 got a little bit weaker as the news started to hit, but that was late, like the last 10 minutes of the day, and they made that lower low, and then it followed through after hours. So this is the type of RTH we've been dealing with this week. Nasty stuff to try to trade in either direction. You can see how range bound we were. So overnight, it seals off that 3,400. Then it comes in, like I said, yesterday it was really flat into Asia. We didn't mess with it. Came back up into monthly pivot, and then about 2:30 in the morning, they took it down for another leg. So you see monthly pivot is sealed off. You see the hourly midband dipping. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you didn't catch this, don't beat yourself up. I didn't catch it. We were long, and then we got stopped out on a long here. This 94 kind of rejected at VWAP right here, but we were done for the day. If I was clairvoyant, I wouldn't have been done for the day if I knew we were headed down in this direction, but you can only work with what you're working with. And, as far as going 94 back to the bottom of the range yet again, I was all set. But it broke down. You never know when it's going to do that, and you can't predict it. And, if it's going to flatten into 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning and then go down, you can't worry about that either. So if you're waking up with FOMO, put that aside. Just put that aside. This was not a move that was, screaming, come and take me for 50 handles. It didn't set up that way. Not a lot has set up that way. What my hope is, and I hate that word, is it usually takes some kind of an event, either positive or negative, to kind of shock the tape out of these really tight RTHs and shock these tapes out of these really whippy volatility situations, which is what we've been in. Even though it's been in a steady, pullback type of move, the intraday moves to trade have been really tough. They've been whippy and choppy. Typically an event like this in the past has shocked the tape back into kind of a normal rhythm. It's like grabbing the paddles and, charging them to 400 and, clear. We'll see how that plays out in the next couple of days if we can get some directional movement or at least some consistent volatility that you can grab either a long or a short on. All right. Everybody have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, take care, trade them well. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princetontrader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade them well.